I'm gonna put on this fucking Bigfoot video.
Alright.
Cause, yeah,
You want me to just, like, post on Facebook, see if anybody wants to join us?
you can do whatever you want to do, my friend. Literally anything. It's a free country. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry I lied to you.
Yeah, we're real free.
This guy saw fucking Bigfoot. It's fucking crazy. I love this video because it looks so obviously like a gorilla until it stands up. And I don't want to. I don't mean to give it away, but hey. Listen to it. You hear that? The cracking of the fucking wood? I want to go back to that because that's very significant. You can see it pulling.
Yeah.
And that crack is no joke. That's strength. That's real fucking strength.
We need to get Joe Rogan in here to tell us about...
Rip your face off. Fuck.
Jesus Christ, Jamie.
This is my favorite Bigfoot video, I think.
Huh.
Like, look at that. It's moving. Like, it's so gorilla-like. And it's, like, in that water, that disgusting, stagnant water. Like, you'll get parasites in that bitch. Like, a human's just putting on a gorilla suit to go sit in there. And, like, it looks that good. I don't know.
Yeah, this whole thing's weird. This is actually really fascinating.
It's a great video.
But seriously, though, what the fuck is that?
It looks like a fucking gorilla, dude. Right?
I know. That's literally what I think I'm looking at. But
I know. But
you said it, like, stands up and stuff?
Yeah, you'll see at the very end. It's like Florida or some shit. I think it's Florida. He's calling it a skunk ape. See?
What the fuck?
Like, its legs are too long. And that wasn't all the way, but you could see it, like, crouching. You could see where its knees were, kind of.
Yeah.
And you can see the cone head.
Yeah, I know. That's what's, like, striking about it.
If you zoom in, you can see the brow ridge at certain angles. There's different videos that are analyzing this whole thing. This is a great video.
It is. Wow.
Look at that!
Yeah.
That's the exact reaction I think I would have seeing that thing stand up.
Ethan just messaged me. He's like, it's a skunk ape, dude.
Fuck, it's a stink ape, bro. Of course it is.
Dude! Okay, that just gave so much more credence to... Wow.
Crazy,
That was really weird, yeah. Wow.
What else I got?
I wasn't believing in it before. I do now. Because either, like, I don't have any excuse for what that was, honestly.
No, yeah. Yeah, like, you could say it's a bear, but it's not a bear, or whatever, you know.
Oh, that's not a fucking bear. There's no way that's a bear. Like, the way its arms were, that's not a bear.
Exactly. It was manipulating that thing way too... Like, it was using its fucking thumbs and shit, brah.
I know, and that was, like, raw power, too.
Yeah, and you can hear the cracking of the wood, like, something that I don't think a human could do. Maybe, you know, some fucking strong man. I'm not strong enough, I'll tell you that.
You're like that, the mountain from fucking Lord of the Rings. Like, and that's probably not even strong enough. That's wild.
What paranormal shit you been looking into lately?
So, I ended up watching a bunch of videos about South American cryptids.
Oh yeah?
And those were pretty interesting. Like, you ever heard about down there in specifically Brazil, they have what? Okay, this is really hard to explain. You've heard about the sloth, like the giant sloth, of course, that used to live down there, right?
Absolutely.
And what this cryptid is it's supposedly that, but it has a mouth in its stomach.
What?
Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up, and I'll read it to you.
What evolutionary advantage is that?
That's what I always
Tell
think.
me.
It's called the Mapinguari.
Hmm.
And let's see. So, the legend of the Mapinguari is not only one of the most terrifying monster stories in modern times, but also proof that an ancient creature may still roam the jungles of South America. So, let me see. Okay. Standing over 9 feet tall, with nasty claws, backwards facing feet, and an extra mouth on its belly.
Backwards facing feet thing. It's interesting.
I know. The terrible beastie would surely send you running to the hills if it didn't get a hold of you first. So, a second stomach on its mouth with backwards feet.
That keeps coming up in these like weird Bigfoot things. It was in the Orang Pendek stuff too. Is that it had backwards feet to confuse people, so couldn't figure out where it was going.
Again, what evolutionary advantage? Like, really?
Yeah.
There's another cryptid up in Canada. Let's see if I can spell Canadian cryptid. That it's supposedly supposed to be like a seal, but it has a fleshy wheel on its stomach.
What the fuck does that mean?
I can't really even tell you, dude. Let's see if I can find it and I'll read it up.
All right, well, I found my my Skunk Ape thing that I wanted to show, so
Okay.
trade off.
All right.
There it is. I'm gonna put the old Skunk Ape on screen. Now this thing was seen by a lady in good old Florida. I think in Mayaca. I guess that's Florida. I'm assuming. I don't fucking.
Probably, who knows?
It's all shithole to me. How the fuck do I know?
Yeah.
But yeah, do you see it on the stream?
Sorry.
It's very orangutan looking, which is interesting, and that's even noted in a letter that was sent with the photograph. This was taken by supposedly an elderly woman in her backyard, and she took the two photographs. First, the one on the left, and then as it was standing up, she took the one on the right. And they both show kind of different details of whatever this creature may or may not be. It looks very orangutan-like, but the proportions don't quite look right. The color doesn't quite look right. But this is a letter.
There's always something that's just a little bit off. Like,
what do you mean, like an uncanny valley thing, or like a
like an
hoax
uncanny
thing?
valley thing. Like, there's always just like one specific thing.
Yeah.
That it like takes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do. It seems very unsettling to people because people immediately want to describe it. They know it's not a man, but they won't describe it as an animal. They go to man first. They go to human first. So there's something there that we're seeing. It's just too much like us. You don't want to shoot it. You know that it's thinking things. You can see it in its eyes, supposedly.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we try to rationalize the world around us, because we try to connect these things to, what we know.
Yeah. So this is the letter that accompanied it. And yeah, it's a very elaborate hoax if it is, because they went through all this trouble. So here we go, and I got a special treat for everyone. Dear sir or madam, enclosed, please find some pictures I took in late September or early October of 2000. My husband says he thinks it's an orangutan. Is someone missing an orangutan? It is hard to judge from the photos how big this orangutan really is. It is in a crouching position in the middle of standing up from where it was sitting. It froze as soon as the flash went off. I didn't even see it, as I took the first picture because it was so dark. As soon as the flash went off for the second time, it stood up and started to move. I then heard the orangutan walk off into the brushes. From where I was standing, I judged it to be about 6.5 to 7 feet tall in a kneeling position. As soon as I realized how close it was, I got back to the house. It had an awful smell that lasted well after it left my yard. Skunk Ape, The orangutan was making deep whoop noises.
Oh, God.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's how I imagine it. It sounded much farther away than it turned out to be. If I had known it was as close to the hedgerow as it was, I wouldn't have walked up as close as I did. I'm a senior citizen. If this animal had come out of the hedgerow after me, there wasn't a thing I could have done about it. I was about 10 feet away from it when it stood up. I'm concerned because my grandchildren like to come down and explore in my backyard. An animal this big could hurt someone seriously. For 2 nights prior, it had been taking apples that my daughter brought down from up north off our back porch. These pictures were taken on the third night it had raided my apples. It only came back one more night after that and took some
God,
apples.
my apples.
Oh,
God.
it's taken my apples that my husband had left out in order to get a better look at it. We left out 4 apples. I cut 2 of them in half. The orangutan only took the whole apples. We didn't see it take them. We waited up, but eventually had to go to bed. We got a dog back there now, and I bought a dog, and I put blinds on my windows. And as far as we can tell, the orangutan hasn't been back. Please find out where this animal came from and who it belongs to. It shouldn't be loose like this. Someone will get hurt. I called a friend that used to work with animal control back up north, and he told us to call the police. I don't want any fuss or people with guns traipsing around behind my house. We live near I-75, and I'm afraid this orangutan could cause a serious accident if someone hit it. I once hit a deer that wasn't even a quarter the size of this animal, and it totaled my car. At the very least, this animal belongs in a place like Busch Gardens, where it can be looked after properly. Why haven't people been told that an animal this size is loose? How are people to know how dangerous this could be? If I had known an animal like this was on the loose, I wouldn't have approached it. I saw in the news that monkeys that get loose carry hepatitis and are very dangerous. I saw in the news that Somalis get loose and carry hepatitis and are very dangerous. Please look after the situation. I don't want my backyard to turn into someone else's circus. God bless. Yahweh bless. I prefer to remain anonymous. There you have it, folks. One woman's testimony on the skunk ape.
Wow. Wow. Just wow.
So is anyone biting? Does anyone want to come hang out?
I'm not getting anybody yet.
All right. Well, that's fine. Let's just play another round.
Okay, well, hey, I wanted to read you something really interesting. All right, so while I was looking for that cryptid that I can't find, maybe I just made it up when I was a kid and it doesn't even exist. But so I found this list of a guide to the spooky, scary secret monsters of every state. And I got down to California, and this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I have no idea. I've never heard of this before. So it's called the Space Brain. So
Space Brain.
The summary is large bluish creatures that resemble human brains surrounded by hazy aura or mist. So the story...
Oh, I've heard this. I have heard this.
See, now, this is just one of those things where I'm just like, somebody was like fucked off on like some kind of insane drugs or something. Or they're just making it up. Because just let me read this to you. So, 2 young men getting into a car one night in Palos Verdes, California, were understandably startled to turn on their headlights and see 2 brains glowing in the middle of the road. At least one of the brains had a large eye in the middle of its brain head thing. They quickly sped away from their strange sighting. One man, John Hodges, dropping the other, Peter Rodriguez, off at his house before Hodges returned to his own home. The only trick. 2 hours had gone missing from the night. Oh, of course, it's just aliens. When Hodges underwent hypnosis years later, his story of what happened that night became significantly more exciting when it was revealed that he returned home to find the brains waiting for him.
What?
That's the exciting part, but alas, the story didn't end there. It turned out that Hodges had experienced another blackout, a blackout within a blackout, okay, if you're keeping score at home.
Blackception.
And awoke in the control room of an alien craft where he encountered boring old slip-mouthed gray aliens.
So boring. That's so... I'd fall asleep. It would put me to sleep. I'd be bored.
Oh, yeah, I sleep. That the brains weren't awesome autonomous beings, but rather organic translation devices. Hodges was shown B-roll footage of nuclear explosions and warned that humanity was wielding too much power and that a time would draw near for something ZZZZZ. This is very well written.
Something, I don't know.
Anyway, he was returned to his car, or maybe Hodges says he was in the car all along and just holographically projected onto the ship. To deliver this warning to virtually no one at all except the doctor who agreed to give him the hypnosis therapy. Blue lights were noted again in the area sometime in 2011, leading at least one online ufologist to question if the lights might signal the return of the space brains. Probably not.
That's so funny. I think what's most interesting to me about that is that they're saying that the brains were inorganic, while the
Yeah,
grays were organic. Which
I don't know.
I would immediately think it's the opposite because everyone says the grays are inorganic, and those things are brains, so like brains sound kind of organic to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, this whole fucking list is full of weird stuff. Like, there's another one called the Slide Rock Boulder, which is a tourist-eating land whale.
Land whale. Yar,
Ugh.
man the harpoons.
And I just got to the Skunk Ape, and there's wow, these are, what the fuck is that?
What is it?
It's called a Menehune, a mischievous 6-inch to 2-foot tall people who roam the forest at night. It literally just looks like a fat Chinese person.
Is he that fat?
Yeah, just a little short, fat Chinese. I cannot find.
I'm
this
searching it.
fucking-
It looks very unimpressive. The children of the forest.
Oh God.
I don't even want to bother putting this on stream because they just look like little gnome guys, little
Yeah, I mean
forest
that's
gnomes.
Yeah. You know,
Or in Pendex.
yeah, but okay. So one of my favorites, even though I think like the guy who had the footage ended up just saying he made the whole thing up, was the fucking Michigan Dog Man. Because I don't know,
Something
it
I
just
can pull up.
it always just stuck with me because like it did look real to me, but the last time I saw that footage, I was also like 15. So
Dude, every Dogman photo I've seen is retarded.
I'm talking about the video. You've seen the video, right?
The one where he's like peering through the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's terrible.
Whatever.
That's a terrible video. I'm trying to find good Dogman videos or pictures. I'm trying like
Okay.
when I say good, you know.
Just get one of those
That's-
God, what's that called? Where you're into like getting hit. BDSM. Just get one of those fucking BDSM dog people from the fucking gay pride parade.
Oh God, yeah, exactly. It's just a furry running around out there trying to like, hey kids, hey, can you watch this new Netflix special?
Man.
Oh, Dogman.
Dog man. I'm
Dude,
gonna find this thing, I swear to God.
What?
The Canadian cryptid thing.
Jesus Christ, I can't find any fucking video, any pictures that are even entertaining of the Dogman. It's such a stupid cryptid. It's my fucking least favorite cryptid. Why is it so fucking popular? What's
'Cause,
wrong
I don't
with
know.
people?
I mean, I guess it's like how the Bigfoot thing's popular.
The fucking the paranormies were making the case that it's a very American take on the werewolf. That sounds about
Huh.
right.
I think I actually, I've heard that before.
Here we go. I'm putting some Dogman on screen. Ah, fuck everything up. Let me just fuck everything up real quick. That's a Dogman.
Oh yeah.
What do you think this is?
Give me 1 second. Sorry, my computer.
Don't be sorry, Matt. It's okay, bro.
Oh, dude, I didn't even see you had the World Star Bingo thing on the right up there. That's great,
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
dude. Oh, what the fuck is that?
I'm gonna say it's a poorly taxidermed wolf.
Yeah, it's like that. You seen those bad taxidermy pictures?
Yeah, oh, I
right?
love them. They're wonderful. That's my favorite shit. That brings me to another fucking Bigfoot point, is that Todd Standing's pictures of Bigfoot look exactly like those deer anuses that
Oh my
taxidermists make. With the faces on them.
Yeah.
Looks exactly like it. Do you see any fingers on this dog, man? Can you, like, trick yourself, convince yourself that they're there?
I mean, if I looked at it for a while and just like stared at it.
Then the, what's that called?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know. When you see shit in patterns because you're just a human and you see patterns, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we
Oh.
do.
I know. It's like how will see something and try to recognize the
Pareidolia
face
or
out
some
of it.
weird shit like that. I don't know.
That might be it.
It might be. Who knows? I might have just made up a new word.
Pareidolia.
Hey, sounds right. Sounds like a word.